Welcome to the Jones Review.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Jones Review here. This is B. Jones coming at you in the latest in entertainment news. Everybody, buckle up because it's going to be a fun ride on today's episode. So, I'm going to guest as myself today because I have a lot of BA content
There you go.
to tell everybody. And I have my brother here, Scotty, as my producer. And we have so much content to cover today. And I just thought might as well just make it a special episode just to star as myself so I can provide a lot of great content today. So on today's episode, we're going to cover the new My Hero movie that came out yesterday, which is a good movie. My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission, and it was a really good movie. Can't wait to talk about more of that today. And also, by the way, the views and opinions of the Jones Review do not reflect the views and opinions of the WWSU Radio, Wright State University, nor their entities. But also, if you guys want to participate, we are live streaming on YouTube and the 106.9 FM radio station site. So, you guys stay tuned. And also, if you call the number at 937 775 5555, you can participate on the show or you can participate on the live chat today. So, other than that, let's get started. So, for my first review today, I want to start with My Hero because yesterday I watched it with my girlfriend Jordan, and it was a really good movie. I would say that it wasn't as good as the second one, but I would say that it still had the same amount of great action and story to tell. I'm not gonna lie, I did fall asleep a little bit because there's a part to where they were traveling, and like I felt like that was kind of the whole movie in the way. I don't know if because I work a full time job too on top of this, so I kind of get tired. And
How long
sometimes
was this movie?
it was 1 hour and 44 minutes, and it's the
Okay.
same amount of time as the second movie too.
Mm.
And I love the second movie because I tell you that's what really like got them to greenlit the third movie because the second movie was I think it was Heroes Rising, and it was just it had Deku and Bakugo, which are the two main characters in My Hero,
Okay.
and Deku has a One for All, which is like a ability or a quirk. Quirks are kind of like abilities in that universe. That's what they call it. A quirk is like a superpower and everything. But for Deku's power, um, he has One for All, which is like an ability where he has multiple abilities in a way, but he kind of gains them along the way
Okay.
when he becomes more
So he's kind of
powerful.
like able to adapt.
Yeah, but he didn't naturally have this ability. It was given to him. So, because he wanted to be this character named All Might, who is like the number one hero in the world. So he's kind of like All Might's kind of like Superman in a
Okay.
way, but Deku is who wants to be All Might, and All Might gives him this ability, One for All or All for One. I think it's All for One. Never mind, it's All for One. One for All is the villain. All for One is the ability, the quirk. Yeah, and it just the One for All is no all. Dang it, it's the same thing. Okay, All for One is basically its abilities passed down from one generation to another, and it has the main ability is super strength, and if Deku is able to get to 100%, he has to train himself to do that. It's kind of like a story recap too, but anyways, I'll just do it anyway. But just Deku has to train himself because his body can't handle All for One because of how many powers it has in one ability, and All Might has to train Deku to become better at using this ability, so his body just doesn't, you know, can't take amount of abilities that it should and die off. Basically, just give up on them.
I'm somewhat following along.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot to keep up with for someone who doesn't watch anime.
Yeah. But it is a good anime. But back to World Heroes Mission, it's basically about Actually, I'm surprised this was actually a lot more gorier and a lot more bloody than the other movies, and I was a bit surprised.
This is the third one, right?
Yeah, this is the third
Yeah.
movie, and there was like a lot of blood and gush coming out and stuff on the show. I'm like, wow, this is kind of gory a little bit.
Yeah,
Getting a little
right.
gritty right
Caught you
here.
off guard.
Yeah, and they kind of showed a lot of rated R movies before too, like trailers of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised, but
What was this movie rated?
it was rated PG-13 actually.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, but anyways, it was mainly about cultists actually, like a cult group called Humanists, and Humanists are basically a cult to where they believe in no powers, just normal people only in the world, and it was ran by this dude named uh I forget his name, but he had this ability to where if you hit him with something, it reflects back to you at the same amount of powers.
Force.
Yeah, force
Yeah.
you hit him with, and I thought it was kind of cool, for that ability. But mainly the humanists, they basically captured scientists, people that they're trying to follow their religion or something, and they created like quirkless, poisonous gas to poison people to get them to have powers, and then it kind of red alerts everybody, like the whole hero community, to team up and have the hero classes are split up into teams and they go across the world and stuff. Actually, like in the opening, it shows like what hero team is at which country. And I thought it was pretty cool. And then Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki. Todoroki, Bakugo's ability is he has explosive powers and he can manipulate bombs and everything from his hands.
I ain't gonna lie, that sounds pretty dope.
Yeah, and he has like grenade gauntlets on him and stuff.
Jeez.
Yeah, and he can like make himself fly with the blasting.
Yeah, he just
from his
blasts
hand.
himself
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. And then Todoroki has ice and fire abilities. Like half his body's ice and half his body is fire. And he just literally it's kind of like their own Trinity or something, but they're trying to do that. I'm kind of upset that they have Todoroki, but Todoroki's pretty. Well, no, Bakugo, because they're my original Trinity that I liked. They had a Deku, Todoroki, and then I forget this other dude's name, but I'm bad with anime names, but there's this guy that had
Trust me, I am too.
yeah, it's just a lot of names to remember. But they had this character to where he had like motor type engine like things on his calves to where he can run faster. And they're really teaming up on this guy, the hero killer, in like the first season. And I just thought that that's a trinity. And then they're all teaming up and they just did like an ultimate attack to where Deku like hit this guy with his knee, then Todoroki like was blasting fire and ice on him or something, and the dude with the engine on his calves freaking did like a kick on him and like with his shin and stuff, and it was just like this dude's like done for.
Yeah.
It was like I thought that was the Trinity, but now they replaced it with Bakugo because of what happened in the second movie.
Every time I hear Bakugo, I think of Bakugan.
Yeah, Bakugan. Yeah, that's
exactly what I think of, bro.
Bakugan is awesome. They need to bring back Bakugan, but like
When did Bakugan like stop?
I think it was like 2012 or something, or 2013.
I'm gonna look that up. Keep
Yeah.
going. I'm gonna do some research real quick.
Because I miss Bakugan, man.
Bakugan was dope,
it
dude. I
was.
loved Bakugan.
And I loved when they brought out the dragon where
Dude,
you
did you ever
build him.
play like the video game on like the DS and the Wii?
I think I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that was the best. That was like the prime of Bakugan. That stuff was awesome.
The
Let me go ahead and see like when it ended.
Yeah, but it's basically about Deku and Bakugo and Todoroki saving the world basically, and they have this new character called Rhodey, where basically his father was a scientist and he was part of the humanist cult, but I don't want to spoil too much of the movie, but it was a really good movie. There was a part to where it was there were a couple parts that were slow, and I kind of fell asleep through it too. But I woke up when the action picked up again. But it had a great story. The animation was clean, and it was something else. But
Looks like the anime stopped in 2012.
I was right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
January 26, 2012. That's when the anime stopped, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that
when it
that
started,
hurts my soul.
yeah, because that's when everything started to become kiddish, like on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I miss Bakugan.
And then Beyblades. You remember
Beyblade was
Beyblades?
dope, too.
Yo, that was awesome. I just remember
I would buy the arena, and I'd have like my parents get me like the spin things.
He'd be like, "Let it rip."
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's so cool.
You feel like you're in the anime when you scream that.
Literally, yeah. And then I remember
I think my favorite though was, like I always say, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I think they played that on the CW.
Yeah, it was like the
Like in the
CW
Saturday
Yeah,
mornings.
the Warner Brother Kids or something.
Yeah.
WB Kids.
And I could watch Pokemon on Cartoon Network in the
Yeah.
mornings, I think.
I miss those days.
Yeah,
And then,
as do I.
For Bakugan, I remember when they had like the Ultimate Dragon when he transformed, and he had the different Bakugans transform.
Yeah, and
That was
there were like 3 that
yeah,
combined into one.
yeah. I'm like,
And
whoa,
I'm just sitting there like, bro, what the heck?
Yeah, like they really came up with something creative with the toys and everything. Like back then, it was pretty cool. But yeah, My Hero Academia, World Heroes Mission was, I would give it a 3 out of 5 stars
Okay.
because the way the movie was, it had the action was there, but like the story wasn't as good as the second one. They did so well with the second one, just like I don't know, was the villain was okay and he was cool, but I think, but I thought the third movie was better than the first movie, and the characters were good. Oh yeah, it definitely has some comedic moments in it for sure, and a pretty good movie without a doubt. But I'm excited if they do like another movie. But I haven't finished the newer season of the or the latest season I should say of My Hero. I think they finished it, and then they did like a saga to where they're focused on the villains and stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I would give My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission a 3 out of 5 stars. So yeah, it was decent, and I also liked how when I got
Sounds like you got a little bored during it though.
yeah, I did because it was
Because of the traveling thing, you said, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And it sounds like you got a little bored from it.
yeah, I did. It was I wouldn't say boring, but like it
You had your moments.
yeah. Well, that's kind of every movie in a way, but I felt like in this movie it was more towards like Deku and Rhodey building a relationship, because Rhodey was like he's kind of like Batman in a way, kind of comparing to Batman. 'Cause
Okay.
he had like this sleek moves to where he could like move without being hurt from a hero, like without using like Deku was using his new lash power that he got from season 3 or season 4, I should say. I think they're on season 5. I'm sorry, there's so many seasons on that show, but Deku was using this new ability that he got in the latest season, Lash, where he's basically like Spider-Man, like he can like throw like a web or something, but it's black. But he was shooting that at Rhodey, and Rhodey was dodging all of his attacks and literally like just jumping on buildings and like without. Yeah, he was. But he does have a quirk, but I don't want to spoil it. But it was Rhodey's a cool character, and just the character's really good. I liked how they incorporate newer characters to where they have different quirks, and they had this character to where she was the villain though, but she had a quirk to where she had like her pinky and her thumb, and it like transformed into like a bow and arrow, and she was just shooting it, and it was just pretty cool.
Yeah.
But like her arrows could like direct themselves instead of just like shooting at them.
Yeah.
So and it was pretty cool. And then
That anime sounds pretty everywhere.
yeah, it is.
It sounds hard to keep up with because I'm having a
Yeah.
hard time keeping up with it.
I mean, it's the first season is like good, but it gets you hooked. But it gets better along the way, and it gets cooler. And it's kind of like one of the mainstream animes right now. And I'm excited for the new Dragon Ball Super movie that's coming out next year. I think beginning of next year. I think, but that's still mainstream right now. But yeah, I gotta say that World Hero is pretty good, and I would recommend it. You can watch it anywhere on your. Actually, you can watch it in the latest movie theater, but I think you have to get the tickets prepaid because it's a special event type movie, so it's not normally gonna stay there for a while at the movies. But yeah, it was a good movie, so I would highly recommend it. You can probably catch it on Funimation or digital when it comes out. But anyways, if you guys want to participate on the show, you can call the number at 937 775-5555 or participate in live chat and you can say something and just say what's up. Or if you have a question, then, hit me up or hit Scotty up. So, anyways, let's move on to Army of the Thieves. So, Army of Thieves, this is a prequel to Army of the Dead, and it follows Dieter from the first one, the Safecracker. Well, kind of sounds weird, but he cracked safes basically.
Yeah.
And he was the safecracker in the Army of the Dead, and then this is pretty much a prequel to it. It's not a good prequel. I'm not gonna lie to you. It sucked. Yeah.
You try to sound like, oh yeah, this is the prequel, and I can tell in your voice halfway through you're like, dude, this thing sucks. I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, look here. This is a Zack Snyder type universe, and it's gonna be mediocre or good. So, to me, I just thought it was a disappointment. I mean, it kind of was a disappointment from the trailer, but I liked how they incorporated different characters added to that universe. The actors they had in it, they had Mathas, uh, Scott Weaver, which is German.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And then Natalie Emanuel, who's in the Fast and Furious movies. She played Gwendolyn. Then Ruby O'Fee. Then Snart Martin. And Gus Kahn. But basically, their team was made up. I wouldn't say thieves. I would say mainly a heist team, like the first movie. Army of the Dead mainly had mercenaries, and then just a helicopter pilot, and then a safecracker. And then for Army of the Thieves, it's set during. It's like before and during the zombie apocalypse in Las Vegas in the movie. But it's mainly like contained in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Dieter's watching TV and he sees the zombie apocalypse happening, and then he has dreams about zombies and everything. And it's a decent movie. It's mainly about them. It's a heist movie, but before the zombies, more saves. And just it's not an origin story, but it's more of who is Dieter basically.
Yeah.
The safecracker. So, and mainly the team consisted of Dieter, the safecracker, Gwendolyn, mainly like the team leader in a way. Then they had Brad, who was Snart Martin. He was basically the action hero, basically the one who does the dirty work. And then Gus Kahn was Ralph, and he's the getaway driver. And then Rubio Fee was Corina, which is basically a hacker.
I just feel like I just hear Payday 2 right now.
It's basically like that or GTA.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Payday right now. Like as you're describing, I'm just thinking.
I
of Payday.
do love Payday though.
It wasn't a bad game. It was alright.
Yeah, it was alright, but
it was fun if you for the first 2 weeks you played it, and then after you're like, eh.
It gets boring.
Yeah,
it's the same thing, but it's excuse me, but it's a really good movie. Well, no, never mind. I don't know why I'm saying it's a really good movie. I'm just used to saying that. It was a decent but bad movie.
Okay.
It's a movie that you can watch, but I think it's just slap happy, funny type movie.
Okay, now what's your out of 5?
So out of 5 stars, I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5.
Yeah, all right. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, and it's just mainly it does have callbacks to Army of the Dead, and it does follow the story down the road. But I don't want to spoil too much of the movie. You can watch this movie on Netflix. It's streamed on Netflix. It actually came out yesterday, and I watched it yesterday after My Hero. But yeah, it's an okay movie, but it's not too great. But if you guys have any questions or questions answered, just hit me up and call this number at 937-775-5555, or you can call this number, or you can put something in the chat on live chat, or yeah. But anyways, let's move on to Guardians of the Galaxy. No, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy game. So Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy game, it's a different tone from the movie Guardians of the Galaxy. But it's a game, so they're gonna have a lot more continuity into it to make it more comic accurate. Uh, it's a really good game. They actually have Marvel characters. Uh, I don't want to spoil too much, but they have the original Guardians of the Galaxy cast. They have Star Lord, Drax, Rocket Raccoon, Groot, and Gamora. But when you first play this game, it is not what you expect. Even though it looks like a Final Fantasy game with the gameplay, because it is uh, the distribution company is Square Enix. The developers are Udios Montreal, and they developed this game. And actually, I was it got a lot of hate because of what happened with Marvel's Avengers and how Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics handled Avengers. Because Avengers wasn't supposed to be a live service game, basically. And the live service game is basically constantly adding content to a game every month or every 3 months and adding uh, pay to win type. Well, not pay to win, but it's mainly like constantly adding to a game and it's multiplayer. But it's what happened, how they handled Square Enix handled and Crystal Dynamics handled Avengers. It kind of gave it a full blowback with Guardians of the Galaxy. But Guardians of the Galaxy is a different tone from Avengers because it's more of a single player experience. And of course, you play as Star Lord, even though it kind of seemed like from the trailer it's boring. But actually, when you actually play the game, it is stunningly beautiful. Like the visuals are amazing, and when you start playing it, you feel like you're in that world. You feel like you're in space, and you get to fly the hovercraft in the game too, to fly the ship, and you get to go to different planets on each mission. You get to meet Marvel characters from the comics that are really popular that I do not want to spoil. The gameplay mechanics are really good. When you play as Star Lord, it's this is the comic accurate Star Lord basically. With Star Lord, he has special abilities to where he can use different elements through his gun. Like he can use ice, wind, fire, and water. And I think so far, I haven't beat it yet, but it's a really good game. And when you play it, you basically this is how the gameplay works. So when you're playing Guardians of the Galaxy, you main play as Star Lord, and you have your abilities, and actually you can hover while you shoot enemies, but you have to use the special abilities through the Guardians. So basically, like if you're playing Xbox, like you press LB, and then when you press LB, it have a couple options for a couple Guardians, like Drax, Groot, Rocket, and Gamora. Okay, so let's say that you have this enemy that's you want to hold. You use Groot to use a special ability to hold that enemy, and then you can add an ability and combine it, like have Groot hold that enemy. So you can press Rocket for a grenade ability to throw the attack damage to make a special ability, and hey, that's pretty cool. But anyways, you can also have another enemy to where they have stagger damage. And then if you use stagger damage, I would use Drax. So you would open that ability pool, and then you go to Drax, and he has that stagger ability to where he can basically add stagger damage and basically stun the enemy. And then you can add Gamora to the mix, and then she has a damage ability where if you click on that damage ability, it just adds slash damage. So it kind of works, and then it kind of has like a Devil May Cry type gameplay to it too, because on the left side of the menu or the screen when you're playing the game, if you keep on doing special attacks, it adds to a bar to fantastic, stunning, spectacular, and keep adding to that bar. And it's a really good game, and it has a great storyline to it. And when you're playing the game, you feel like you're really, it's really immersive in the game. And it's not what you expect, and it's more of a game that you should play instead of criticizing it in a way. But I got the game because I wanted to play it because it's Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's another Marvel game, which Marvel is really stepping up their games right now because I heard that there's a Uncharted writer working on a Marvel game that hasn't been announced yet, but I really hope it's Daredevil. But that's I had to say that real quick. But out of 5 stars, I would give Guardians of the Galaxy 4 out of 5, and it's a really good game, and I highly recommend it. And it is on Xbox or PS5 or well, I would say Xbox Series X or S or Xbox One S or X. There's so many Xboxes now.
Yeah, no kidding. It's hard
Yeah.
to keep up.
Yeah, and
I
then,
don't even know all of them anymore. But that's because I switched to PC.
yeah,
What's the new one called? Is it like the Xbox Series S or something?
yeah, Series S
Like,
or X.
why couldn't they just name one? The Xbox 720.
I know, that's what I was
after
waiting
the
on.
360.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted. We wanted the Xbox 720.
And then in movies they teased that the Xbox 720.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was the Xbox One,
Mhm.
which when you think about it, the first Xbox, people call that the Xbox One. I don't know why Microsoft had to make it so confusing.
That's all right, Scotty. But hey, that's Microsoft and Sony for you because they want to.
No kidding.
Yeah, they want to
No
compete
kidding.
with each other and with exclusivity companies, home studios and stuff. But it's on Xbox One, Xbox One X and S, and then Xbox Series X and S, and then PS4 and PS5 and
So many
PC.
different consoles you can play this on is what Bailey's trying to say.
Yes, yes. I would highly recommend it to anybody who has a console or PC. It's a really good play. If you're a Marvel fan, you'll see characters that be like, "Oh, they're in this game, what?" And then there's some actually. I don't know. I want to give this away, but I don't. You can fight Thanos in this game.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, that's pretty dope.
yeah. And then they have certain characters that will be your ally or that you see newer characters that you haven't seen yet. It's really compelling story.
Fighting Thanos in that game would
Yeah.
be pretty fun.
And it just I like how it's kind of I think it's better than Final Fantasy because you play as those Marvel characters and you play as more of a team, but by yourself in single player, and it makes sense. And it just how people criticize games and stuff. But anyways, we're gonna talk more about Halo Infinite and future games that are coming up soon. But we're coming up on our break soon, so we'll be back. So stay tuned on more of the Jones Review.
Welcome to the Jones Review.
Welcome back to the Jones Review, everybody. This is B. Jones coming at you in the latest in entertainment news. So, welcome back, y'all. So, I'm gonna do a review for this for the show called You, because it's exclamation marks and stuff and quotes, but yeah, it's all caps You on Netflix, and this Netflix series is.
I actually watched 2 episodes of that, so I could actually talk about it a tad bit with you.
Alright,
I watched
my
it like
man.
2 weeks ago,
Hell-
and
okay.
I'm like, at first I was like, man, this looks way too girly, and I actually started watching. I'm like, damn, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's
very different.
It is different. It's mainly about this character named Joe, and he has a fascination with women. And you know, if you come across this guy, he's friendly, but internally he's a serial killer, or not a killer. Well, he is a killer, but I call him a serial killer.
I would call him more of like a. I mean, I've only seen like 2 episodes, but like I would call him more of like a psychopath than
psychopath
than
yeah.
a serial killer, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, technically, yeah,
yeah,
but he's more of a psycho.
yeah, and he actually has sympathy.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. But yeah, he's more of a psychopath, I agree. And you know, he meets these characters, I think it was Love and then Candace, these women, and then Beck, Genevieve Beck. Well, that's the first season. Season 2 is Love. That's one of the romance
Yeah.
roles. But you know, well, they had some interesting stories because it's more. I would say it's a modernized Dexter in a way to me, because when I thought about it, I was watching. I'm like, this show is too good. I'm watching season 3 right now. I haven't finished it.
I think the 2 episodes I watched were from season 2. I think.
Oh, season 2.
It was when they moved into that house.
No, that's season 3.
Okay, then it must have been 3.
Oh, Scotty, did you skip season 1 and 2?
Well, I was just watching it with my friends. I didn't watch it myself.
Oh, okay.
They just put it on, and I was there with them.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's season 3.
Yeah, okay then.
Okay.
That's the one
Yeah.
I watched then.
Yeah. Bro, I tell you, like the stuff they have on the show is insane. Even got John Stamos on the show.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. Well, I wasn't thinking about it like that, but I was like, what if John Stamos was on the show? Guess what? He's in season 1. It was like John Stamos. So, but anyways, Joe, he's an interesting person, but I guess he tries to act like he does things in the right way. But if you come across him and get in his way or try to expose him, he's gonna get rid of you. And that's how Dexter was basically. But with his fascination of women, it's kind of a obsession with them, and he kind of stalks them too. So that's kind of weird. But also with Joe, he kind of was abused in his early childhood too, and he had an abusive father, and kind of picks up from that. But he also was in foster care too, and was bullied a lot. And then he meets this librarian, and he kind of like mentors him in a way of a new father figure, but he still is abusive to him. And I don't know how libraries had it, but with this library in New York, well, it takes place in New York. The first season, for this library, they had like a safe for library or for books or something. And it's like a glass case safe or something, and it's like built like contain compressed air out of it and stuff. But it was so different. I'm like, I didn't know they had those. I mean, maybe they do or don't have those in libraries, but that he has that library safe as more of like a plan for like the kidnap people if they want to be disappeared and just hold them captive. But like when he holds his people captive, he kind of treats them still well. Like he doesn't like let them eat or use the restroom. He like takes care of them in a way still. And I don't know, it's kind of weird, but the way he captures people and hold them captive is kind of like more of a caring, like look over your actions,
Less sinister
Yeah,
type
less-
of
less-
kidnapping.
yeah, less sinister, more of like trying to teach you a lesson and like watch your actions and they actually see who they truly are, and they're like, wow, that's
Hmm.
who I really am. I don't know. It's like it's a different take on that.
Yeah, I
I don't
mean,
know.
it's still not a good thing either
Oh no,
way.
no, it's
But
bad.
like,
No, no, I was
I understand
no,
what,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's bad to do that. I was just saying, like, I never, like, I don't know, just the way okay. This is how I would explain it. So Joe is a psychopath,
Yes.
but you feel bad for him.
You
Like,
have sympathy just
yeah.
because of what he went through, and
Yeah.
you kind of see why he is how he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there.
Mhm. And then you kind of root for him in a way to like make sure he doesn't get caught. Anything. I'm still surprised he has not been caught yet because this dude is really smart. Like he's intelligent. Like he covers his tracks.
Serial killers are, dude.
Yeah. And
Psychopaths, serial killers, man, that's all they think about.
mhm. And season 1, he basically meets this girl named Beck, and it takes off from there. Bex has friends, and Joe stalks Beck basically and looks her up and everything. And this is what Joe does: he looks up the women, he stalks them, and then actually, he knows how to take up an opportunity when it comes too. When the opportunity comes up, he takes advantage of that, and that's what Joe likes to do when he wants a woman that he likes. And then, of course, Joe has that narration in his head to where his what's that called? Your I forget that word, but he has a narration in his head to where he has that second voice in his head telling him, "Is this a good idea or is this smart to do?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a really good show. I was highly recommend it. Out of 5 stars, I would give you a 4 out of 5. Well, I guess never mind. I give it a 5 out of 5 because it does have a good storyline. It does
I
have.
feel like it's written very well from what I've seen.
it
Like I
is
said, I've
written.
only seen like 2 episodes of it, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I kind of got hooked on it low key. I'm like, I still have yet to get Netflix, and I know I say this every week.
Gotti.
I don't have the money right now for it, or else I would. I actually looked into it. I was going to, and I'm like, man, I just don't have the money to throw at it. But yeah, I watched just like 2 episodes at my buddy's place. I'm like, yeah, this is not a bad show. So,
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, I'd probably give it like, yeah, probably like 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5 ish, maybe
It's around
4.5, but
yeah.
near closer to the 5 out of 5. It's a nice, well made show.
Mhm.
Because I thought when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, this kind of looks girly and like, oh, this
Yeah,
kind of looks like
like,
some
I
type
thought
of
so
chick
too.
flick, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, they're talking about just like people getting murdered and abducted and stuff, and like
Mhm.
these people trying to live their lives as like crazy people, right?
Yeah.
So then it was very different. So I really like it. I think it's cool from what I saw of it, at least. I need to watch it from beginning to end.
Yeah. And also what I like about the show is, Joe is like a psychopath, but I kind of like how he kind of shows people who they truly are as a person in a way. Like they think they're a really good person, but they're actually a fake person in
Yeah.
a way. Like kind of unravels them in a way. But
From the episodes I
Yeah.
watched, he didn't really do.
yeah, he didn't do that.
Yeah.
But like as you watch the show, you start to see who Joe really is and stuff. But it's a really good show, and
Yeah, I
yeah,
liked it. It was pretty good.
I love it. It's if they make 5 or 6 seasons, as long as it's written well, then it's really good. Like I'm surprised like how good this show is. I think it's a rival of Dexter.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I think about because Dexter's coming back, New Blood. I haven't watched Dexter, but my dad watches it and stuff.
I was about
He
to say,
used
I
to
don't think
watch
I've
it.
ever seen it either,
Yeah.
but I've heard people talk about it.
Mhm. But yeah, Dexter's coming back, and when I think about it, I'm like, why is it coming back now? Why didn't it come back years ago? Guess what? You came out, and it kind of has the same storyline to it, but it's a little different. But it kind of has the same type of psychopath character in a way, and that's Joe. And Joe and Dexter, they're kind of similar in a way, but hey, they're trying to compete with Netflix, or well, everyone's trying to compete with Netflix. But I think that's why Dexter's coming back because I think You is a rival to it because how good You is.
Yeah, a lot of people are hooked on it from what I've heard.
And then I think season 1 was trending too. I think it was the most trending show when it first came out.
Maybe.
Yeah, but hey, everyone should check it. Well, if you're into those crime dramas or those thrillers or, uh, those suspenseful type shows, this is your show on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I would recommend it to anybody if they like that. If not, then you missed out on a good show.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it's pretty good. I mean, if I like it, then it's definitely good.
If it's Scotty approved, then it's really good.
Yeah, because I'm always 50-50 about things, but that show is worth the watch. At least watch a few episodes and get a feel for it.
Yeah,
I dig it.
Yeah, I dig it too. It's well written, great actors, amazing actors for TV. Well, to me, I feel like they should have a different category for TV shows now instead of just calling it TV. Of like how good it is, like how brilliant they have the storyline and written well. Like I feel like they should be like a different category for certain like premium TV shows. They're just
Like on Netflix?
yeah, Netflix or just any TV show.
Dude, I'm kind of confused on what you're saying.
I know, but
I'm sitting here trying to like understand.
like like you as like you don't believe it's a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there should be a different category for that instead of just even though just make it simple TV. But
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either, dude.
I just decided to throw that out there because how good TV shows are nowadays. They're more cinematic now.
Yeah.
They are. But hey, I'm with it. But
I ain't
yeah.
gonna lie, dude. I miss older like normal like sitcoms and stuff, dude. Like
Oh yeah.
what was
sitcom.
it? The show called The Middle. I would watch that with my
Oh,
grandparents.
Malcolm
all the
in the
time.
Middle.
No, not Malcolm in the Middle. It's called The Middle. It was a really good show.
Wasn't it like a prequel to that or like
No,
a
it's not. It's
reboot?
not related at all.
Oh.
It's not related to that at all. No.
Huh.
I don't know. It was some like I don't even know. Let me see if I can pull it up on the monitor. Keep going. I want to.
Okay.
I want to pull this up.
But before we wrap up on you, the actors are Penn Badgley as Joe Goldberg, and then Victoria Petretti as Love Quinn, and then we got Amber Childers, Elizabeth Lale as Genevieve B. Beck, and then James Scully, Luca Potovin. Oh yeah, that middle. Yeah,
That's The Middle. I know nobody on YouTube or the radio can see it, but
Mhm.
that's The Middle. That's the one my grandparents and I liked watching a lot.
Why it looks so similar to Malcolm in the Middle though, sort of.
Well, Malcolm in the Middle's three boys. This is two dudes and a chick.
I don't know.
I
It just
think you're looking at the name too much.
yeah.
No, it's like a completely different show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to give it a watch then.
Yeah, they quit. This is an older one. This
Mhm.
is like this was being made as I was growing up,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
like when we were growing up. But
Yeah.
like I would watch it with my grandparents. It was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, I do miss those sitcom type TV shows for sure.
The older ones, the newer
Yeah.
ones, yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of
Didn't they quit making Modern Family too a few years ago?
Oh yeah,
That was a
Yeah.
good one. That was a classic. Kind of got really repetitive and boringish, but like that's a classic one. You know what I mean?
I do like. Have you ever heard of the show on Freeform called Grownish? Well, it's kind of a spinoff off of Blackish.
No,
Oh,
I don't. I haven't watched TV since honestly probably like 2015.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Hmm.
I've gone like a fourth of my life so far without watching, like sitting down and like actually like watching TV, like watching every episode of this show. I don't really do that. The only time I ever watch TV is like at my place when I'm going to bed.
I got you. Oh,
I've been watching Workaholics, and that show is hilarious.
I love that show.
That show
I-
is so funny. I love it. I am in love with that show right
I hope
now.
they bring it back because I think that should be like a limited series or something. Or
Yeah.
like a
When
special
did they
movie.
stop making Workaholics? Do you
I
know?
think it was like 20. Let me look it up real quick.
That because I was watching that before I came up to the station today, and it was pretty funny.
You gotta be fresh.
See, Bailey knows what's up.
Yeah. 2017.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was recent. I thought
Mhm.
so.
Yeah, and then the relationship between Anders and Alice. They're like the boss and the employee.
I can't remember, dude.
Yeah, it was funny.
They've had so much stupid stuff happen on there. A lot that we can't talk about on the air as
Yeah, 'cause
well.
it's very inappropriate.
Yeah, but it's extremely funny.
Mhm.
It is very funny.
It is for sure.
That's like one of the only TV shows I've sat down and watched recently.
But yeah, it's Workaholics is a good show. It is on Comedy Central, but it is streaming on Hulu.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Grownish is streaming on Hulu too. Grownish is more of I like Grownish because it's more of our society or our generation. In
Okay.
a way, it shows more of like what the college life is and stuff, and like the real world problems that are happening and stuff.
I like that this moment.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I would highly recommend it. But anyways, let's switch gears. But before we switch gears, if you guys want to still participate, call the number at 937-775-5555 or participate on live chat. But anyways, Scotty, this game is gonna be anticipated because they came out with a gameplay or a campaign overview, Halo Infinite. So, Halo Infinite is basically how it's going to conclude the Master Chief saga, and I would say it might be a good ending. Well, I feel like it's not going to end it. I think they're going to continue it because I heard they're going to continuously add content to it, and it's I want to say a live service game, but more of a game that they'll just add content to it.
Man,
Like,
I'm gonna be so sad if this would be the ending to the Halo series.
yeah.
Or at least just Master Chief.
I think it's just Master Chief because the actor's really old, so he's getting pretty old.
Yeah, I understand, but like, man, that'd be sad because I've been playing Halo since I was young.
Me too.
Like little.
Yeah, it's one of those games that you grew up with and you don't want it to end. But I heard for Halo Infinite, they're going to make it more of a mainstream line Halo before there's a new Halo.
Okay.
Like it's going to be continuously added to new content, new modes.
I mean, it looks super nice.
Oh yeah, I thought it looked amazing when they first
Yeah.
revealed it, and I just thought people were like outraged by how what it looked. It said it was pre-alpha footage too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
no,
still in
it's-
development.
It's still very young.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, like the developers need their feedback, but they don't need the hateful, harsh feedback, you know. And it just that kind of irritates me about cancel culture and all these people on the internet.
Just thinking they can
criticizing.
complain until they get what they want.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
agree.
it's really messed up. But
It
with
just gets annoying more than anything.
Yeah,
to be
it's like
honest.
it's still
just like-
happening,
It's just
like-
it's just like, dude, shut up and let them do their job.
it's like get a life. Like, what do you?
Like the only thing I was cool with them doing cancel culture ish stuff on was the Sonic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way they butchered how Sonic looked when they
Oh,
tried to do the live action thing.
without a doubt.
But then when everyone was like, "Hell no, this does not look cool," right?
Hmm.
They changed it, and then that was fine. So that was the one time I was cool with them actually utilizing their cancel culture. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to word it, but you know what I mean.
But hey, I'm glad. Here's the problem. So I'm glad with you remember how Nick was talking about Cyberpunk last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's what happened. So CD Projekt Red paved a path for people to finish their game because basically we lived in I would say a decade. I would say since 2010, a decade of unfinished games, right?
Yeah.
So Cyberpunk was the most anticipated game of all time. So in that 5 years worth, and when this game came out, the product was unfinished. And
Yeah.
it was so bad to the point where there was so much outrage.
I heard so much backlash
Yeah.
from that game.
There was so much backlash. There's so much people. There was so many cases, people getting sued. Company,
Sued?
yeah, they're gonna, yeah.
Wow.
A couple developers are getting sued over for a couple things in the game that they didn't finish or they didn't want to do or just religious beliefs or something. I
What
don't
the
know.
heck?
It was stupid.
Yeah.
And it was like the people in the suits were suing people and like suing the developers, and it was just like it was stupid.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it paved the path to where game companies were like, well, it happened with Marvel's Avengers too. It just big AAA game names, but it paved the path for developers from different game companies to not do that to what they did to mislead the customers that are buying this product. And It's just basically telling them just finish your game. That's all you got to do. It's gonna be a good game anyway. But with Halo Infinite, to me, so far, like when they showed that reveal trailer of the gameplay, I was hooked. Like he had that grappling hook and then just throwing stuff at the enemies, and
Yeah.
they had newer weapons or new designs of the weapons, and it looked really good. And people gave it a lot of backlash and saying, "Oh, it looks terrible, it looks trash, the graphics look terrible." I'm like, "What do you mean? This is a much better improvement than Halo 5."
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
I liked Halo 4, but a lot of people didn't like that one.
I like that one because
I
that's
I
what
thought it
really
was
got
alright.
that's what got me hooked on the Halo.
Halo Reach is probably
Yeah.
what got me hooked because I liked playing the firefight mode
Hmm.
where you just it's like a survival. It's like survival from like Modern Warfare 3 where you just keep going in the
Mhm.
waves until you're done.
Yeah.
The Forge was pretty dope. Just messing around, screwing around with that. But Halo 4 multiplayer was really fun.
Hmm.
It's been a few years since I played. What was that game called where you have like the hammers and you got to go get the ball? Man, what was that called?
Hammers in the ball. Was it a Halo
You
mode?
know what I'm talking about.
Was
You
it-
know exactly what I'm talking about, Bailey.
The hammer in the ball.
Yeah, you have the hammers and you have to go get the ball from the opponent's side. It's like capture the flag, but with the ball. It's like
Was it a Halo game? Or
yes, it was a
a Halo.
You keep
game?
going. I'm gonna find
Okay.
this. I will.
Alright.
I forget what it's called.
But it was just the way. Well, what really? I remember when my uncle Dominic was trying to get me into Halo, and I was like, eh. And then because I remember one time, I was hanging out with Uncle Dom, and he was getting me a game, and he was like, "Do you want Halo 4 or do you want Black Ops 2?" I was like, I'm not sure. Because I want Black Ops 2 because Black Ops 2 is OG Call of Duty.
The first Black Ops is my favorite.
Yeah. But it was this. I was never a huge Halo fan, and then when I really thought about it, I'm like,
Griffball.
Thrift Ball.
Griffball.
Oh, Griff Ball.
Yep.
Okay. I remember. I think it was like college too. After that, but I really got hooked on the Halo series when Halo 4 came out, and I tried it. I think it was like a couple months or 5 months after it came out, and it was a really good play. It definitely changed up the storyline of Halo, and uh, yeah, it was really good. I would highly recommend it. And then guess what? They came out with the Halo Master Chief Collection, and then I was all up on that. And they definitely had the first 3 games. I played the first game with somebody. The graphics were weird, and I still played it. And then Halo 2 Anniversary. That's when they had them graphics. I tell you, man, when I play as the Arbiter, and you had the Spart or the spear or the
Yeah.
energy sword. That was cool.
Spartan. I think it's called a Spartan. Spartan like sword or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spartan
Something
energy
weird like that.
sword. That was pretty cool. And I'm like, wow, this is really good. And then guess what? I played Halo 3. And I see why people like it so much.
Halo 3 was a
Yeah.
great one.
And then I think there was a meme to where, because at the final mission of Halo 3, it was hard. Like if you were playing with 2 people, you had to drive the Warthog, and then someone had to shoot. And then it was so bad to like drive the Warthog because it was just the mechanics were bad for driving.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
fixed the Warthog driving a lot in 4 because
Yeah.
my butt. Did you ever meet my friend Drew on Xbox?
No.
Well, he used to live here in Ohio, but him and I would play Halo 4, and I would drive the Warthog and he would shoot, and we would just run the map.
Mhm.
We would not die. We would just keep going in a circle. We would always go in a circle, and he would just shoot him, and I'd get the points for driving. I would run people over.
Hell yeah.
It was so much fun.
Mhm.
But they really improved on the Warthog mechanics from 3 to 4.
Mhm. And there was a meme to where I think I had Facebook, and it sparked that memory when I was playing it with my friend Flex. And I think he was wait no, I think we failed it a couple times because I drove, and then I just couldn't like get the Warthog onto the platform, and it just kept moving. Or no, the platform kept moving too, and he was shooting. It was so bad. And then when we got to we changed it again, and then he was driving and I was shooting. And then there's a meme to where uh there was this Middle Eastern guy driving, and he was just swerving the car, and he was just swerving on the road. And then you see the guy from this movie shooting minigun.
Yeah,
They were
on the
just
back.
like so accurate. That's what that mission was.
Yeah.
But we're coming up on our break again, so we will finish the story soon. And stay tuned for more of the Jones Review.
Welcome to the Jones Review.
And welcome back to the Jones Review here. We have myself and Scotty today.
Yep. Just big chilling today.
Big chilling. So back to our story, but I miss those Halo days, man. Those are really fun. I just never understood like when Halo first came out, I had no interest because I didn't like how
Dude, when I first found out about Halo, I had no idea what the heck was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw guns and aliens, and I just wanted to shoot them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like super young when I first found out about Halo.
Yeah, and I think they got the whatchamacallit, the enemy types, I know the orb or the outspoken or something.
It's
or-
been a long time since I played
Yeah.
Halo. I can't remember what they're all called.
Yeah,
Mm.
but I was like, I don't remember off the top of my head, but just the story itself is pretty good. When I first got into it, I was hooked automatically with Halo 4 Master Chief Collection, and I replayed Halo 4 I think too, just for the achievements. But it was a good play again. But I never really liked Halo because it didn't have that aiming system when you like actually aim. Like you
Yeah.
just aim it with, because the Spartans had auto aiming basically, where like anything they shot, it was accurate with their like helmet or their suit that they use. But Halo 1 was really good. Halo 2 was amazing, and I think they it was a remaster basically, and they remade the graphics, or a remake basically. I wish they remade Halo 1. Well, they did remake Halo 1, but not how Halo 2 looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they should make a remake for Halo 3. But I'm excited for Halo Infinite because what they are making is something that's going to make records, or it's going to break records, in my opinion. And the storyline that they're going to make is going to be phenomenal, and what they have to tell. I also like how it was so cool. Like it looked more of an open world game than like Halo. What they usually, it's how I would describe it for Halo Infinite. I would say Halo Infinite's campaign is more like a Far Cry 6
Okay.
or like Cyberpunk, but it's Halo.
Yeah, no, that's very different.
And then you have a grappling hook where you can literally like, here's what happens. So when you're watching this, Master Chief has a grappling hook. He can grapple onto like a exploding barrel and throw it at an enemy type, or like an explosive refinery or something. And then he can use that grappling hook to grapple onto an enemy and punch him, or can grapple that enemy back towards him. Or he can literally jump out of a ship and grapple onto another ship and take over that ship. How cool does that sound?
It sounds pretty dope.
Yeah, and literally, like, the dude literally uses the grappling hook like it's nothing, and then he can grapple on the objects to
Sounds like this is Assassin's Creed a little bit, right?
little bit, but not a lot. A Syndicate had the grappling hook, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite too.
Syndicate was your favorite?
Yeah, that was really good. No,
No way. Out of all the Assassin's Creed games,
it's not the best, but like it's on the top list though.
if that's your favorite out of all of them, I'd be
Yeah.
kind of disappointed in you.
What? Come on,
Come
man.
on, dude. Brotherhood is the best one.
It is. I
Okay, there we
agree.
go.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted
I
to make
was-
sure we were on the same
No,
page.
I wasn't
Bailey.
saying a Syndicate was best out of all of them. I
Okay.
was saying
That's what you made it sound like at first. I was like, wait, what?
No.
That Syndicate was all right.
Yeah, it was pretty good at its time. Like I was saying, the top. Okay, here's my Assassin's Creed list.
I'm sorry we got off on this tangent, but
That's all right, man. Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
man. It's gonna be Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood,
all right.
Assassin's Creed 3. This is my favorite Assassin's Creed. And then Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Revelations, Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed a Syndicate, Assassin's Creed, Syndicate, and then Assassin's Creed Unity. Cause it was
that one was all right.
the multiplayer was kind of messy, but I did like
it
the
was
story.
it was not ready to be.
Of
like,
course not.
They did not release it well.
Of course not. I
That's kind of
agree.
why that game turned me off a little bit.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because I experienced those glitches too.
It was
and
bad at
it
first.
It was really bad.
And then by the time they fixed it, nobody wanted to play it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
My order would probably have to go Brotherhood, then 3, then 2, then a Black Flag.
Mm.
I'd probably go Revelations or whatever. Then I'd probably go Unity. Then probably the first Assassin's Creed, because the first one, that's like one of the only games where the first one's not like the best, because it is very, very weird with
It is. It's
Altair
very,
and everything.
yeah. It's just like it's not really. It's supposed
Established, I guess,
Yeah,
is the best word to use. It's
yeah.
not established yet.
Yeah. Originally, it's supposed to be a Prince of Persia game.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then they changed it to a new IP.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's where they stepped it up with 2, because 2 was very nice.
Mhm.
Ezio is my favorite assassin.
Oh,
out of
without
all
a
of them.
doubt, he's the OG assassin.
Yeah,
they
he's
need
the
to bring
dope
him
one.
back.
Yeah, no
Like,
kidding.
They do like literally like.
I did like in 3 with how they used the Revolutionary War or whatever it was
Mhm.
and all that. But using Connor, who's the Indian boy who had the father who was a Templar, and Connor's an assassin and all that. Like, that was
Yeah.
super dope.
I thought it was pretty cool
And a lot of
because
people didn't like that, and I don't know why.
they were just people, man.
I like
And-
that is just so cool to me. Like,
Even
and think about, like, I don't know if I'm just kind of like a history dude or what, but like
Mhm.
the fact that they're fighting, like doing all that in the middle of like the civil or the Revolutionary War from the British and all
yeah, that was cool.
It was dope.
Yeah, like you can't like
You're going
diss on that.
Yeah, you're participating in the war, the
Mhm.
Revolutionary War. Like,
Mhm.
how much cooler could that get?
Mhm. And like you just participate in historical events, which is just pretty cool. And it's just, I thought it was pretty cool how Desmond was just freaking out. He was like, my ancestor was a Templar, what? And then
Yeah.
his father was just telling him, keep going, just don't worry about it. And then actually, it was Connor that he's related. Well, he's still related to I forget his name, but he also Connor Kenway was related. Well, no, Edward Kenway. They're related, but he's actually related to the other guy, I think, too.
Yeah.
It was interesting. But anyway, also Valhalla is on the list too.
I never played that one, so I couldn't
Yeah.
put it on the list yet.
It really brought me.
I forgot to mention Odyssey. Odyssey would probably be above Revelations for me. I always forget to mention Odyssey because it was very different from all the other Assassin's Creed games. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like the OG ones, that is. Because it was more like open world. You're on the ship. It was kind of like Black Flag, but you had all the Greek mythology and Roman mythology.
That was
all
cool. I like that.
I absolutely loved it. I love that game, but it was very different.
Mhm.
But the OG Assassin's Creed you can't beat.
Mhm. I wonder what other mythologies there are because I feel like that would be cool to just do that for games.
I mean, you could do it anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But, Greek and Roman mythology is just loved by a lot of the world.
Yeah,
just
it's the
because,
most popular.
It's very popular,
yeah.
especially in video games and, like, media,
Mhm.
with all the different types of gods and everything. And,
Yeah.
you got Zeus, lightning, and all that crap. People love that stuff.
And the Norse
I know I do.
mythology.
My buddy Jed, he'd probably know a lot more because he's a history buff.
Mm.
But no, I love Odyssey. I love Assassin's Creed in general. I just haven't played Valhalla yet because I haven't had time or the money to buy it.
Yeah. I think it'll be on sale for Black Friday.
Oh yeah, probably. And then I might be able to squeeze in some time during Christmas break to play it.
Yeah, that's why I was asking if you were interested to play Halo Infinite.
I mean, we'll see.
If
during
you have
Christmas
time.
break,
Yeah.
gotta see if I have time because I'll be working overnights again. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Anytime I'm not at school, I'm working overnights. It kind of sucks.
Well, you're keeping yourself busy though, so.
Yeah, I do.
But yeah, I gotta say the Assassin's Creed games.
We went way off track, by
yeah,
the way.
it's all right. It's no biggie, man. I like doing that.
I think it's more of a casual show since you don't have a guest this week, right?
Mhm. So yeah, we just talked about anything. I think I told you about this, but for the new Assassin's Creed game, it's gonna be, even though it's a huge outrage, but it's gonna be a live service game.
A live service game?
Yeah, the next Assassin's
What's
Creed.
that mean?
Uh,
I don't know what that means.
like it's gonna be like they're gonna constantly add content. but
Oh,
more
it's
of
one
a-
of those
yeah,
where they just keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel. I mean, if they do it right, if they add the previous, because I heard they're gonna add previous Assassin's Creeds to where it's more of a remake in one.
I don't like the sound of it, honestly.
I know it's
I mean, they could prove me wrong. They could make something really dope, but I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be like those things where it's like, oh, we're gonna add this in the game, but to be able to access it, you have to pay $5 or $10 or $20.
yeah, it's
and
like pay to add.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's like it's literally DLC, but
Yeah.
it's like don't say you're just going to add it in when you're going to charge people too.
Mhm.
It's a DLC. That's what they're called.
Yeah, DLC, downloadable content.
Yep.
Yeah, and I hope they do it right this time, and hopefully they like with Ghost Recon Breakpoint, they give it a Series X
Man, what?
update.
I don't even remember which Ghost Recon game I played. I've only played one of them.
Was it Future Soldier? Because that's my favorite one.
No, definitely
Okay.
not that one. I think I don't even know if I have truly played one, but I know I've at least had friends play it.
Mhm.
It was one that came out in probably like 2015, 2016, something like that.
Bro, those games.
What
were
was? I'll
crazy.
find the one that I know I've played for a fact.
Oh, they are making a
It's
Splinter.
an old one.
Oh, it's an old one. They are making a new Splinter Cell game. It's in early development, and I'm really excited.
Let me find the picture of the one that I played. You keep talking because it's gonna take me a minute to
Okay,
find
that's all right.
this.
But yeah, this new Splinter Cell game, I'm really excited because I love Splinter Cell, and I loved Blacklist, and Conviction was pretty good, but Blacklist I loved because I loved the weapons, the gameplay, and Sam Fisher as a character. But well, with these newer graphics, because they keep having Sam Fisher in like every Ubisoft game the last couple 5 years. So
Dude, I am
Yeah.
not gonna lie. I cannot think of what this one was called.
yeah, that's my
Ghost
favorite
Recon.
one, Ghost Recon
Future
Future
Soldier.
Soldier, because you had that cloaking
No, this
system.
one was different. This one was like white in the background and like,
Yeah,
man, I do not remember what it was called.
they are adding the cloak system in the Breakpoint.
They are.
Yeah, it's literally
I
like
know Eric and them would play this one a lot.
yeah, that's what like
Wildlands.
Wildlands. I really
Yeah.
didn't like that one. I didn't like the gameplay because
I
I
watched.
played the beta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I played the beta, or I just watched my friends play it and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I was like, "What is this?" I'm like, "It's not what I thought it was." Because what I like is Breakpoint. That the gameplay's a lot better, but just in Wildlands, it was just. I mean, I love Ghost Recon because I just love the gameplay and just any Tom Clancy game, I just love. I just hope they just really bring back the Splinter Cell franchise because that is the
That's the one.
Splinter Cell.
I think that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking
it's
of.
Splinter Cell. Yeah, it's conviction. I
Hold
cannot talk
on.
today.
I've never really played this
Conviction.
game series. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was Conviction or Blacklist. Yeah, it's how stealthy it is. It's one of my favorite stealth games.
Where's the cover? I'm just trying to find the cover because I'm.
Well, that's the Blacklist cover right there. It's
No, I think there's something different. I'm thinking. I don't know. I could definitely just be like really stupid.
there's one game that you played that you just don't remember the name. Or
No, I'm
anything,
thinking of the cover. That's all I'm
Okay.
thinking of is the cover of it.
Okay. I think it was
It's-
Blacklist because it does have white in the background.
It probably is,
Yeah,
dude.
Blacklist
I'm done
was-
looking because that's just gonna stress me out for the rest of the show.
That's
honestly,
the OG Splinter Cell is Blacklist, in my opinion. And of course, it had co-op in it. It's just the gameplay was so phenomenal, and you got to customize your armor and stuff, or the way you customize Sam Fisher.
okay.
But it was pretty cool, and I liked what they did with that. There's also newer games. They're making a 007 game, but it's going to be developed by the people that made the Hitman games. the new
Oh,
Hitman
okay.
games.
Yeah, the Hitman games are
Yeah.
pretty dope.
They really. I try to get into it, but like it's too stealthy for me. It's
It's very
very detailed stealth. Like it's,
yeah, you have
yeah.
to be perfect.
yeah,
But I mean, to be fair though, if you're a hitman, you have to be perfect.
yeah.
You know what I
agree.
mean?
Yeah, you have to be.
So
cool
like
with
it's a
kills.
game series I think is cool and I like watching people play
Mhm.
it, but it's hard for me to actually play
Me too.
because
'cause it's really like you have to think and you have to like
Yeah.
know what you're playing.
the only good thinking games I'm good at is like Life is Strange.
Oh yeah, I love.
You know what
that.
I mean? Like
I
the
need to
problem
play-
solving in that.
Yeah, I can do that.
Not Hitman though. That's a
Yeah.
little too much.
Yeah, it's too much, but
Too fast. You gotta think too fast. You know, you gotta be on
Mhm.
your toes the whole time, right?
yeah. And I think I got Hitman too, and I was like, yeah, why not? And then
It's a good
Yeah.
game series.
Yeah,
I just never
and
got into it personally.
I like Absolution. That's my favorite Hitman game.
I never really truly got into one. They had one. They released one for free. During like Xbox Gold back on the 360.
Yeah, yeah.
Back when they did that like monthly,
Mhm.
and I played that and I played the beginning, and I was like, it's cool, but it's not my type of game.
I
Know
think
what I mean?
yeah, I think Absolution was more action based.
I don't remember which one I even played. I think it was like Hitman 2 or something. It was an older one. Because they have so many different types of Hitman games now. I think they even got mobile games of Hitman now, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully it's not. Well, I think James Bond is stealthy, of course, but I think he'll have optional to where it'll be action based, sort of. But I'm excited for that, what they do with that, because I think they need to make James Bond games for sure, like how they used to. And then of course we got State of Decay 3.
Yep, that's one you and me are definitely gonna be playing.
Hell yeah, man! And then, well, they haven't really confirmed like a true release date for it, but like I really want it to come out now because I love.
Oh yes, I would like for it to come out next month.
Yeah, literally, like it's such a good game. Like it just the way they really developed State of Decay 2 like a foundation what zombie games should be. It's just like third person. Well, not every zombie game, but you know it has that third person view.
That's one of the only games I think third person view is better.
I agree.
State of Decay. It's a really good third person zombie survival game.
And you can melee zombies. You can shoot them. It literally makes you go out and get resources because you constantly run out of resources every day. And you know you have to scavenge for resources. Recruit new members to your community.
And they have to have have certain skill traits as well.
Like, that you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like
that'll be useful to your community.
Yeah, like experienced farmer. I don't know, like a programmer, like for computers and stuff, an electrician, something like that.
Ex-military vet or something.
Yeah, for your leaders or something. Yeah, no, you want to have a very diverse group.
But yeah, I hope the graphics are gonna be insane in State of Decay 3, man.
It's gonna be a fun game,
and it's gonna be on Game Pass day one.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
I get it for free.
And don't you? Well, with every single Microsoft exclusive is gonna be on Game Pass.
Yeah, because they're having Halo Infinite on Game Pass too, right? Yep.
Day one.
Yep, day one.
Yes, sir, man. But yeah, with Halo Infinite, it's gonna be a good game. And then there was this one scene where Master Chief was just jumping out, and the ship just follows him and stuff. And just hopping onto the ship like it's nothing. And stuff.
Yeah,
it was sick. Like, and then the graphics.
Master Chief can't die.
He can't, man. It's just, I know why people like Master Chief so much.
Dude can't die.
Yeah, but hey, we finally have like Master Chief and Doom guy, and with Microsoft.
Yeah.
Xbox. I haven't really. I might download Doom Eternal because I tried to play the first Doom. I can't get into it. Even though it's pretty much like if I don't like Doom.
The first, if you did not like the first like Doom remake, you wouldn't like the second.
Yeah.
I like the first one better than the second, but the second was still super dope.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're both really good, but most people say if you didn't like the first one, you're not going to like the second.
Oh.
But the only difference I noticed in the second from the first is like you have to use a chainsaw a lot to get ammo now because ammo is like hard, really hard to get
in the second one.
Yeah. So you have to use a chainsaw, but like the chainsaw like instantly kills some enemies.
Yeah.
So like
the weak
pours
enemies.
out. Yeah. Like
see.
you can do it on the it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But it's very different in that aspect. Other than that, the game's completely the same, just different. You know.
It seemed like they added like new mechanics to it that look better.
There's some new creatures and stuff too.
Yeah.
New demons. But I love playing Doom. It's a really good game. It's just when I would play it, it would just be so much at once. You're sitting there trying to like jump off these walls as you're shooting the boss, as you're shooting the people who are getting spawned in.
Yeah.
As you're trying to use the chainsaw to get ammo and not get killed from behind, and while you're at 10% health.
Yeah.
There's so much at once. It's just like
it's a fast-paced,
super fast-paced game.
Yeah.
Super fast-paced, but it's really good.
It was fun to do Doom, but it's not my thing. Like I really tried to play it, and it's just I can't get into it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Not for everybody though.
Yeah, not for everybody, but I do like Bethesda making their games, like the way Elder Scrolls 6. Like
whenever that comes out.
Yeah, that's not gonna come out for a while, but
15, 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Skyrim 2.
Yeah, Skyrim 2. A remake.
Right before Elder Scrolls 6, we got a Skyrim 2.0, boys.
Hey, guess what, Scotty?
I would not be surprised.
They're gonna come out with the Elder Scrolls 5 remaster for the new console or something.
They've done that with every console though,
Yeah.
so I'm not surprised.
Like
It's sad.
the guy that owns the company, like, here, buy Skyrim again, so we can get more money.
Yeah, buy Skyrim for your 5th time, because I know I've bought it like 5 times. Gosh.
Yeah. But I need to play Evil Within, but I beat the second one. And I was replaying it, the second one, but I love Evil Within. It's a really good game.
I tried playing the Evil Within, because you remember my buddy Connor, right?
Yeah.
Back home.
Mm-hmm.
I would game share with him, and I got it for free because he bought it. And I was like, okay, I'll give this a shot. And I played it. This is the first one where you start off in like that hospital thing or
Yeah.
whatever. I got out of that hospital area, and I'm like, I don't like it. I didn't care for it. And everyone's like, man, you didn't like that game? And I'm just like, not at all. I just did not care for it. I don't know. I don't have a reason why.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was kind of too slow for me.
Yeah, it was just one of these games that
I was expecting it to be more fast paced. I
Yeah.
guess that's why. I don't know though. I just didn't care for that game. But I watch it and I'm like, it doesn't look like a bad game, but I just don't have fun playing it myself, I guess. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what with me with Doom. So
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
and
super fun to watch someone play it, but
Yeah.
then like you do it and you're like, eh.
yeah, they just I don't know what it is, but hey, I'm excited for what they want to show for future games. Hey, Game Awards, I really think they're gonna showcase a lot of games, like game reveals, and like I really hope they showcase Injustice 3 because I really want to see that. I was expecting that to be at DC Fandom. Come on, Ed Boon, throw me a bone. Come on. But I heard that.
Be patient, Bailey.
Yeah, but I've been hearing that NetherRealm is having trouble with acquiring the IPs for the DC heroes, and I've been hearing that they're prioritizing Mortal Kombat 12 and Injustice 3.
Yeah, I feel like that's smart on their behalf, though. I feel like Mortal Kombat's more beloved rather than Injustice.
Yeah, because Injustice is more of a like you can't really kill your superheroes that you like, and then with Mortal Kombat, you just fatalities, and it's just what the characters they have is really fun and how they truly. Well, with the mechanics, it was kind of cheating everybody because they had like some cheapskates to where people were just using the same move and it was broken, or they had a certain crushing blow that a character didn't have that had more of, or even people want to be cheap and play Sub-Zero and just shoot that ice ball or be doing that cheap kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad liked playing as Scorpion all the time.
Mm-hmm. Scorpion was fun. What's his name?
I like playing as Raiden, dude.
Raiden's fun.
Raiden was my favorite, dude. He's literally a god.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would say Johnny Cage my favorite character. to play.
Johnny Cage is dope.
Yeah.
I
Or
do like Johnny
Jax.
Jax was
Yeah,
pretty
I
cool.
love Jax. And then
Raiden's probably always my favorite.
Noob Saibot.
Noob.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
I like
know.
him, and I love MK9. I just want them to remake that.
Yeah, and
or remaster.
MK9 was where he was best.
Yeah, like literally, it had all the characters.
MK9 was probably my favorite one, honestly.
It's my favorite one because they had all them characters.
They had
and
so many.
and
yeah.
had that long
and the storyline was
storyline.
good.
Yeah, it was
And,
so cool.
Where you go like beat Shao Kahn, and then like after that there's even more because like
yeah,
I remember it took me like I don't even know how old I was. I was really young.
yeah,
and
we were
I
like 12
finally
or 11.
I finally beat Shao Kahn, and I thought that was the end of the game, and then it just keeps going, and I'm like,
Yeah, what? There's
Bro,
more?
what?
Yeah.
and I'm like, wow, this is only like halfway through the game. Well, turned off console, I'm done.
I was so upset because he was just so hard to beat. Like, yeah, because you have to beat him twice. In the story.
Yep.
And I remember
I got to the very when I played it, I got to the second time where you have to beat him again, and I think you have to beat
Liu Kang.
Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to beat both of them, and I just couldn't do it.
And there's
I
so
never could.
being sweats, like, like they put the.
And bro, I had this at like normal difficulty too, and I
Yeah.
still could not do it.
Yeah, it was just like ridiculous.
It was
just-
way too much.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
like,
literally
bro,
you
come
had
on.
to really like know how to play the game and like wait. Like when I was playing as like I replayed it on a PlayStation and it was on a free to play for not free to play but on the PlayStation Now.
Yeah,
And I replayed. I'm like Shao Kahn was so hard to beat. It was just, I literally took me like 30 tries to beat him. Like that's how bad it. Yeah. But anyways, we are coming up on the end of our show soon. I want to thank Scotty for being on the show with me today.
yeah, as always, dude, it was fun. We actually
Yeah.
talked about some stuff I knew.
Yeah. Yeah,
It was a good time, dude.
It was a good
Nice.
time.
I think it was a nice laid back episode compared to what we normally do. More of a
Without a doubt.
casual talk. But yeah, thanks for having me on, and I'm glad to be here doing what I do for you, bud.
No problem, man. Hopefully Sage will be on the show next week. I talked to him, so he will be our next guest for next week's episode. And then, of course, there's I'll talk about newer games, As versus Evil Dead, and then Atomic Heart and Hogwarts Legacy. But other than that, hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Hope you guys stay tuned for more of the Jones Review. And there's going to be so many more movies. I'll do Eternals next week and The Harder They Fall and so many other content to show, and finish my review for Guardians of the Galaxy and Crisis Trilogy and other games. Oh, also the Demon Slayer game. Both of you guys stay tuned for more of the Jones Review next week. To stay tuned, y'all.